Hey guys, in today's book to screen, I'm going to be reviewing The Host by Stephenie Meyer. The movie starred Saoirse Ronan, Max Irons, Jake Abel, Diane Kruger, and William Hurt. So a quick summary of what The Host is all about. The Host opens with aliens inhabiting the Earth. These aliens have taken over mankind, and they take a host body. And when they have this host body, they basically erase that body's memories. It tells the story of Wanderer, who is one of these alien creatures, and she takes over the body of Melanie Strider. But little does Wanderer know that Melanie is very strong in the resistance. And because of complex human emotions and feelings, Wanderer begins to experience these complex emotions herself through Melanie, who is still very present in Wanderer's mind. So what follows is a story about love, sacrifice, and the lengths humanity will go to preserve itself. Well, I've already seen several of these types of videos with other booktubers talking about The Host and the movie and how they rate them and which one's better, which one's worse. So I'm probably not going to have too many different types of things to share, but I figured I'd just go ahead and share some of my feelings anyway. Surprisingly, I actually really liked this movie. I was worried I wouldn't because I've been seeing so many bad reviews for The Host. And The Host is one of the few books that I've actually read before seeing the movie, so I was determined to go see this movie no matter what, despite any type of bad reviews, because there's not too many books that I actually read first before seeing a movie. To start with, I thought the casting was pretty great. Saoirse Ronan is just fantastic in anything she does. I loved her in Atonement and Hannah and The Lovely Bones, so I figured that she'd be easy to love in this too, which she was. And I think she did a fantastic job of showing those dual personalities of Wanderer, or Wanda, and Melanie. The one thing that was frustrating me, though, about Saoirse Ronan was this random southern accent that popped out every now and then. The accent never popped out when Wanderer was speaking, but when Melanie was there, in Wanderer's head, suddenly this southern accent popped out, which was kind of distracting at times, and I kind of wanted to giggle. I don't know if Saoirse Ronan was doing that on purpose, I don't know. But either way, it was just, I hate when Europeans try to do American accents, and it's usually a very, very bad Southern accent. Max Irons and Jake Abel as Jared and Ian were really perfectly cast too, I think. Plus they were hot, and that's kind of all you really needed for Jared and Ian. I've seen Jake Abel in other things, so I was confident about his abilities to portray Ian, but Max Irons I've never seen in anything, so I was concerned about how he would portray Jared, and I was worried that Jared wouldn't come off kind of the way he is in the book. But I think Max Irons did a really good job there, kind of portraying Jared's kind of dual feelings for Wanderer and Melanie. So kind of going off of that, I'm going to be talking about the love triangle now, and I don't even think you can even call it a love triangle. It's like a love cube or quadrangle. Love cube, I'll say. In the book, the love cube is kind of cheesy at times and eye-rolling, and I kind of got the same feelings during the movie as well, sadly. Even in the book, I actually preferred the Ian and Wanderer relationship over Jared and Melanie. And it was the very same thing in the movie too. I think one of the most cheesiest moments was probably the scene when Wanderer kind of loses Melanie for a couple days, and Wanderer is concerned about Melanie and where she went. So she goes up to Ian and is like, "Ian, kiss me, because that'd make Melanie come back, because Melanie doesn't like when you kiss me." So Ian kisses her, it doesn't work. So Ian goes out, he gets Jared, he's like, "Kiss her." So then Jared kisses her, and I think Melanie pops up then, but it's still all really cheesy, and I had to laugh there too. Something I really loved about this movie adaptation was the larger presence of the Seeker, who was played by Diane Kruger. In the book, the Seeker is kind of hardly ever present. She's kind of mostly talked about, and she doesn't really pop up, she just kind of pops up at the beginning and the end. So I liked in the movie that they kind of constantly kept back and forthing between the cave scenes and the Seeker and the other aliens. One of the things that I hate most about Stephenie Meyer has a lot to do with her portrayal of villains, weirdly enough, more so than her writing style. I just don't think Stephenie Meyer can write decent, threatening villains. In all of her books, the villains kind of are just a non-entity, and I just don't feel any type of threat from them. And in the book, I felt the Seeker just was kind of lame, and I just didn't get any type of sense of threat from her. So in the movie, I liked that they kind of amped that up. And they even kind of showed that the other aliens were afraid of the Seeker and were even becoming suspicious of her. So I like that the Seeker was more of a presence in the movie. There were a few things about the movie that I didn't quite like, and I guess one of those things was kind of this larger scope of the world. The movie does this, it does do a good job of showing like these really wide, expansive shots of the desert. But at the same time I'm thinking, well, where's all these aliens that are supposedly wandering around that they say that we outnumber the humans 1,000,000 to 1? Where are all these aliens? We kind of just see a select group of them. And then even the cave sequences, in the book the cave is described as being really, really huge, and I kind of felt like the hallways were all the same hallways, just kind of the camera would be reversed somewhere else and you would think you're in another hallway. So even though there were great like epic shots of big desert scenes and cityscape and stuff like that, I still felt like the alien presence was kind of lacking, as well as the bigger scope of the inside of the caves. And something else that I was sad was lacking in the movie was Wanderer talking about all the different planets she had lived in. And I believe she says she had lived in 9, if I'm not mistaken, 9 out of the 12. In the book, Wanderer goes to great lengths and describes these lands, and they're really exotic and beautiful and horrifying. Like, one of my favorites in the book is when she's talking about the planet of the bears, and how they have like these clawed, armored hands and stuff, and so I was really looking forward to her talking about that in the movie, and she didn't. I think it would have been great for her to talk about these other planets, and then the director showed like this great montage sequence of all these planets and Wanderer's voice over this montage. Okay, so that's my review for the movie adaptation of The Host. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, overall I actually was surprised how much I really liked the movie. It was fun. It was just a great popcorn flick. Had great casting. I think a lot of the characters played well off of each other like they do in the book. And like I said, I just felt like the movie was lacking some of that larger scope. So that's it for this book to screen today. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and don't forget to share with me down in the comments below if you've seen The Host and if you liked it or not. Bye guys!